Hello and welcome back to the YouTube. It's Wednesday the 30th. We've got push today. First push session in like a week. Well, first chest session in about a week, just because I slightly injured my pec and my forearm, which I'll get into when I get to the gym, but I took the week off my chest. But we're gonna go back to it today and hope it's better. So mixing up nice pre-workout. Crank pump as always. Right, there we go. Pre and intro has been mixed. I've also given half of it to the counter, half of it to the floor, just to make sure my kitchen grows as well. I've got 75 grams of carbs, some EAAs, and then Crank Pump Pro and some creatine. Nice and straightforward.
I can't put it in the camera yet. It's not allowed to see. Nah, this is exclusive stuff. You don't get to see the prep trim till we're lean enough to unveil it. On the prep front, I'm going to announce what shows I'm doing in this video though, so stay tuned. Taking a bit of time to warm up. So as I said briefly at home, I took last week as a sort of deload kind of. I trained shoulders, I trained triceps, and I trained legs. Pull and chest focus push, I didn't, because I've slightly, I don't know if it's pulled or what it's done, just strained. My pecs were a little sensitive from pressing so much. They still feel a little bit, but I don't think it's actual injury. I think they may be tight or whatever, so I'll have to train through it, it'll be fine. And I also pulled like this part of my forearm just under my sort of elbow, like here. So I made gripping and pulling anything quite painful. So I took the week off just to let those heal a little bit before prep. As I said, they're not full-on injuries, they're just like little niggles, but I don't want them to get worse. So took that, feeling a lot better now, had plenty of tissue work done, so in a better position. So back to push today, so it'll be the first one back on chest for like 8 days. I'm gonna take it pretty light and just not ego lift for once in my life. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, that's why I have taken a slight deload. As what else is going on? Chris Bumstead's going to Open, which is funny because I actually booked my tickets and my flights to Prague a week and a half ago, and then Chris Bumstead announced 2 days ago that he's doing it. So I booked it before Chris even said he was doing it. So I've got really lucky there. So I will be in Prague, I will be filming it all, and it will make for some good content. So I look forward to that. It'll be similar to the New York series, just in Prague, not New York. And yeah, we'll get Chris to feature in YouTube videos somehow. Whether I just hurl abuse at him and film it, or say something nice, I don't know. We'll see whether he's nice to me. Chris has no clue who I am, and never will, but it's fine. Right, so it's been a while since we last filmed. As for where I'm up to with the off-season stuff, I've hit 254 pounds was my heaviest. I'm about 252 at the minute. We're kind of just holding around there. We don't want to get too much heavier now. Started to pull back on a few things. Food's staying nice and high, but other bits are pulled back. I'm just going to slowly taper down to a bit of a health phase before prep now. So with prep, obviously I'll get into what show I'm doing, but we're going to start prep around just after Christmas, which I think I have said a bit here before. I don't know how many weeks that is from now, we'll find out. Pretty much 8 weeks till we start prep, which is not long at all. That will go by very, very quickly. I've got 2 holidays booked at the minute in that time as well. I say holidays, Prague, and then going away at Christmas time as well. So that's 2 weeks of that filled. I'll film all of that, that'll be plenty of content from there. So really, then it's just 6 weeks back in the UK till prep begins. Shit's getting real, time to lock in. Not that I've not really been locked in already, but everybody starts prepping and acts like now's the time they're going to start working hard, when it's like you should have been working hard already. So we'll just do the classic, like 8 weeks till I actually start bodybuilding properly. Okay, now a press up's pretty much a 1 rep max bench press at the minute. I know you'll all be looking at this lovely t-shirt and jacket and wondering where I got it from. Funnily enough, I got it from BQ. I think the Black Friday sale starts, this is out Sunday, it will have started on Friday, so it'll be live now. Be quick, because a lot of bits will already sold out. This trophy collection drops, as well as, I think the rest of the website's like up to 80% off, so massive savings. Code EALS gets you the biggest sale possible, so use that, BQ, appreciate it. Right, I'm not going crazy heavy on this, I'm literally doing it, whatever that is, and it's Prime, so you can adjust the resistance profile. I've set it up so that it's heavier in the short, lighter in the stretch, just because fresh, it's the start of the session. That's what makes the most sense. Also, it's just making sure I'm fully warmed up and not putting my pec on too much stress when it's tender. But it's feeling good, to be fair. Just not ego lifter, as I said. Right then, the long-awaited announcement that I've actually spoke about on a few platforms, just not directly on my Instagram or YouTube. So as of today, right now, we are 150 days out from the Detroit Pro. So Field Albiad show, Paul and Ben, you know, the lads from the podcast, their show, Martin Fitzwater won the Open there last year. This year they've put Classic in as well as Open, so it's literally just an Open bodybuilding and Classic show. Number of reasons for doing that one particularly, but it is a bigger show. It's obviously quite early on in the year. It's straight after the Arnold, which does mean there's a very high possibility that some of the sort of top 10 guys that do the Arnold will then carry on and do Detroit. So there will probably be the opportunity to stand next to some very, very, very good athletes, which is exciting. And that is one of the reasons I want to do it. You know, to me, I kind of want to test myself. I don't just want to go and do a smaller, quieter pro show. And I'm not even going to say I'd win a quieter show, because I don't think I would. It's just more I want to test myself. You know, the level I want to get to is that Arnold, is that Olympia level, you know, competing with those lot. So it just makes sense to me to stand next to them now, find out how far off I am or how close I am, and see how it goes. So jumping in the deep end, we'll see how it goes. I'm very excited for it. It's a similar approach to what I did with my pro card. You know, I planned my pro card season that the first pro qualifier I was going to do was like the biggest in Europe, the NPC European, and just test myself, see how that goes. And then the plan after that was if I didn't get it at Spain, then I was going to go and do, you know, a quieter show in like Sweden or France the few weeks after. Similar approach here. I'm going to test myself at like the most competitive show during that time frame, bar the Arnold, because obviously I can't do the Arnold because I won't get the invite because I'm not a good enough pro, basically. So yeah, it's doing the most competitive one I can. It's also going to have lots of sort of eyes on it, which is always nice. And also I like the way they run the show. You know, the black backdrop, high quality stage production, and that sort of stuff does mean a lot. And it also makes for a much better YouTube video. So also to film that whole thing, that'll be great. But yeah, 150 days from Detroit right now. It's going to be a very competitive one, but very exciting. So that's pretty much that. As for other shows throughout the season, I'm not sure yet. Detroit will be the first one, and then we'll sort of base it off that. The rest of the schedule's not really out yet, but ideally I'd like to do 2 shows in America. So I'd like to hit Detroit first, and then maybe another one the weekend after or weekend after that, but I'm not sure if there will be any. I know sometimes the Charlotte Pro's around that time, so if we can do that, fantastic. Back in Europe, I do want to compete in Europe as well. I'm hoping to do maybe 3 shows next year, but if we do Detroit and I'm just like, I get shredded and I'm just way off the mark, so I'm not competitive enough, I'm not going to waste my time prepping multiple more weeks to do more shows if I'm hopeless and I just need to get better. I'll go back into the off season, we'll get better again. But hopefully, fingers crossed, you know, I should be close enough that I am competitive, you know, and by competitive I mean first call outs. That's sort of the goal here. So for me, I do want the first call out in Detroit. Obviously part of me wants the top 3, but we'll be realistic as well here. Who knows, but we'll just do what we can and see how it goes. I'm very excited for it. So yeah, with the prep timeline, as I said, 150 days from Detroit. Ideally, I want about 14 weeks of actual dieting. But I also, at the same time, I don't want to be starting prep the weight I am, because I'm 252, 254. My weight cap is 212 pounds. So right now, I've got 40 pounds to take off, and I don't want to have to do that in 12 weeks. I absolutely can. All my preps, last prep, I did that quite comfortably. But I'd like to be starting prep a little bit leaner this time around. So depends what Tom thinks as well, to my coach. I see him actually this weekend, and I'm going to vlog that, so we'll get his opinion on it as well. But I'd like to drop an initial 10 pounds, maybe early December. I still want to be able to enjoy Christmas with my family in that. So yeah, Christmas will be, obviously I'll have Christmas dinner, but That's pretty anabolic, if anything. And then after Christmas, it's pretty much just head down and you know, get things going pretty quickly. Which is, yeah, I don't know anybody else who's doing Detroit at the minute. I don't really want to look. Not really fussed. I think it's one of those, if you are someone who competes and you are somebody who becomes very, very obsessed with trying to work out who's going to be doing your class at your show, I don't think there's any positive to that. I think it's a very negative, anxiety-inducing thing to do. So for me, all that matters really is you control what you can control. You can't control who shows up. All I can control is the look I bring. So that's where all my focus is going to go, worrying about the look I'm going to bring. I don't give a shit who else shows up. Don't care how they look. CL Classic, anybody's beatable on any given day. You saw what happened at the Olympia this year. You know, everyone had Wesley was going to be second, Ramon was going to be third, or vice versa. And then Ramon comes in fourth or fifth, well, fourth, but he was dropping down in prejudge, and Wesley comes in eighth. So you never sort of know. And then Mike, obviously, I don't want to say he came out of nowhere, but very few people had him even in the top four, let alone second. So, and let alone winning shots against Chris, because it wasn't a straightforward win for Chris for the first time ever. So you never know what's going to happen. I'm very excited for it, but I am equally as excited for Prague now Chris is doing it. Sean Cluder's jumped in it. Martin's doing it. I'm going to spoil it for everybody. Okay, Martin's going to win. Chris will be second. I think Rafa's going to probably jump in. Then it'll be Rafa. Then it'll be, I think Akeem's doing it. Then Akeem. Then maybe like Sean in fifth or sixth, whatever that was. That'll be the order, off the cuff. There you go. Sean's now working with Stefan. Soon enough, I will be the last IFBB pro who isn't coached by Stefan. I'll hold it down to the boys. But Stefan, there's a reason he's coached so many people, and so many people want to be coached by him, and he is just that good. You know, you gotta respect it. In some ways, he's better than Honey, in my opinion. Just his ability to deal with that many people at that standard and not miss with any of them, he's pretty fucking sublime. He had 17 athletes that competed at this Olympia this year. I couldn't name one that missed. I think Hani only deals with 10 people maximum. 3, I think, were at the Olympia, maybe 4. So yeah, it's crazy what Stefan does. Credit to him. Right, as I've spoken about many times before, but to remind you all, the reason I'm running a flat press first, followed by a incline press second, is because I love the way that flex leverage felt. I say love past tense because it didn't feel as good today. Whether that's just 'cause I'm not used to it, I don't know. It was a little bit sticky. It does need a bit of WD-40 on there. So this might change now. Just might go back to running an incline first. I'm very intuitive in my training. But yeah, did the flat press first today, just I like the way it feels. I get a really good chest connection. And then I do the incline second and really focus on full range of motion, full stretch. Any of you that have listened to my kids will tell, it's a bit of a controversial opinion at the minute. The super optimal stretch versus the bro science, yeah, fucking buddy. You know, a few hands being thrown. I like both. I'm in the middle. I'm on the fence. I'm not. I think you just need, there's no right way. You need a mixture of both. And anyone who disagrees with that, I'll fucking throw punch up. Right, we're going to do 2.5 for the top set on this. Again, being a little conservative. Pec's feeling sound, which is really good. Just need to, as I said, taking 8 or 9 days off pressing, 8 days. Don't want to just go back in and try and full fucking gun it and then just injure myself. So taking it nice and steady, easing back in, but feeling actually pretty positive about it, which is fantastic. This is just demoralising and humbling, the fact I've pressed 2.5 plates. As I said, for the Detroit, the mindset, I don't know how many people are going to be competing there, but let's say there's going to be 12 classic guys. We're hoping for a top 12 out of 12. Yeah, buddy. I'm not even just saying this, right? I'm normally a big hater on EAA flavours. Very few have I actually gone, that's decent. Tropical EAAs, I think they're called aminos on the ESN's website. These are banging. Even if I wasn't sponsored, I think these are the only EAAs that I can actually tolerate and don't make me want to throw up. So they smashed this one. They're good, mate. Try some. Tropical EAAs. It's fucking unreal. There is also 75 grams of cyclodextrin in there. That's why it's quite sugary. So you've just ruined your macros for the day. Ooh. Obviously, with all the prep talk, I am very excited, but I think caught a little bit of my conversation with Joe at the start of the session. I know what I'm doing for the trim and the facial hair. Last year we did the tash. It'd be rude to prep and not do something, you know. I think there's a clear track record to show that improves your placing. You know, you look at us, he butchered his trim, fucking placed way better. Fucking Chris does his tash. Ramon's always got some pretty cool shit going on. Shock the judges, mate. It's like shock the muscle. Shock the judges when you walk out. It's been, obviously, easing off, training my chest and a lot of pull movements for the last week. All I've been doing is delts and triceps. My delts and my triceps are battered. My delts are so pumped I can't fucking move. And my triceps just doing this just hurts. So, we're going to train through it because I'm eating near enough 6,000 calories. I should be fine. And I don't believe Ronnie ever showed up and said, oh, my triceps hurt, I'm not going to train. Maybe that's where we've all been going wrong this whole time. We've actually been listening to our bodies. Do what Ronnie did. Don't listen to your body. Just fucking train. There's so much to update you on. I'm trying to think what I can and can't announce yet. So that's all of the prep stuff covered. I'm going to Prague to watch C-Bum make the bodybuilding world cry when he obliterates everyone, apart from Martin, but we're rooting for Chris, obviously. And then with my other business, the coaching side of things, there's a lot happening there as well, just towards the end of this year, and then early next year, obviously leading into prep, scaling that again. I can't announce what, but probably the video after this one, I'll be able to get into it just because the announcement's got to go live on Instagram first. So follow the Instagram. But that's obviously improved as well. So there's just like a million different things that are all scaling now, leading into prep, get the momentum going, ready to come 17th from Detroit. Quite seriously, because I finished weight. No, I'm meant to be like a Kevin Lerone, like, no, it's meant to be like, I'm not meant to be happy. I'm not happy, I fucking hate this, lads. My plan for prep is we're gonna have a horrific breakup. They're just gonna scar me emotionally, and it'll just make me work 10 times harder. That's the plan for Detroit. That's how we're gonna get 16th place out of 13 competitors.
We're going to crying back a bit.
You actually going shopping? I'm not fucking going. I don't want to go to Primark. I'm not going to Primark. That is that for today. It's been 90% waffle and 10% training, but as all good videos like they are. Filming again tomorrow, which will be out probably the week after this one. That's how weekly videos work. That's an interesting one. Wait and see for that. I'm going to be doing some disgusting things that I probably will throw up on. Not throw up on. Yeah, on a serious note, we're 150 days out of Detroit as of this very second, okay? Add some dramatic music to that so it sounds cool. Nothing really changes, does it? I'm still going to be training. I'm still going to be eating 5 meals a day. I'm still going to be doing a little bit of cardio. But I'm very excited for prep, mainly just not to be so fat and just disgusting. Still got 8 weeks or so, maybe a little bit less, before I start to diet. So 8 more weeks of being a fat cunt, enjoying some food, and then we'll get into it. Anything you want to see in Prague as well, video-wise, I'll do the classic. I'll do like a supermarket shop. I'll do some sort of food video. I'll do a vlog with my mate Chris when he's competing. And that's all I've got planned so far. So if anything else you want to see, let me know. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.